It's big, it's bold, and it has one of the most detailed and varied open world environments we've ever seen in a driving game. Here are 4 reasons why the Crew Motorfest could turn out to be greater than the sum of its parts. Right, let's begin with our first reason why we think Motorfest deserves your attention: the vehicles. Not just cars, but all sorts of weird and wonderful additions. We've previously been hands-on with an early version of this game, and there's a link in the video description and a card for that. Back then, we mainly talked about the car handling, which is a vast improvement on its forebearers. Now though, we've tested the latest The Crew title again for a much longer stint. In our minds, we wanted to determine how this upcoming release differentiates itself from existing contemporary rivals, such as Forza Horizon or Need for Speed Unbound. Is it just another derivative of an open-world driving game? Well, in some ways, yes, but in the main elements, thankfully not. And the vehicle choice is one main area where it brings a fresh perspective. Take planes, for one, and boats, and monster trucks, and quad bikes, and side-by-sides, and motorcycles, and Formula 1 cars. Old, new, petrol, electric, supercars, and SUVs. While the quantity of vehicles in a game is often seen as a barometer, and yes, Motorfest will include over 600 at launch, plus more via DLC, variety is perhaps a stronger asset. Planes and boats have been part of the Crew series of games already, and while the on-water experience is mostly similar, we couldn't help but notice that flying feels smoother to control at this early stage, a welcome refinement. The main benefit of including planes is being able to soar over the luscious environment. The second advantage is breaking up the gameplay. In one curated event playlist, we went from a point-to-point car race to a circuit race, to flying a plane, to competing in a boat, and back to a car again. If this is meted out well across the final game, we hope we end up with something with more variety than one of those Coca-Cola freestyle machines in Five Guys. Having said all of that, cars are still the main focus, despite the eye-opening sense of speed experienced by riding a Ducati bike down the streets of Honolulu. There are several new to the series too. Take the Lamborghini Revuelto, electric GMC Hummer EV, or even Toyota as a brand. Everything has a detailed cockpit to boot. And of course, the modifications can be extensive, from performance upgrades unlocked through gameplay progressions to chrome effect paint colours and an extensive list of visual modifications. A bewinged Gallardo? Check. A rally-modified Dodge Challenger? Sure thing. A shortened Volkswagen Samba bus? Look how cute it is! New for Motorfest, compared to the often bewildering career structure in the Crew 2, are the playlists. There's a clearly defined menu system, and from here, you can browse the available curtailed set lists. Each has a distinct theme, so it may be simply Explore Hawaii or a series of events that celebrates the Porsche 911. Selecting one includes cinematic introductions setting the scene, which are high in production quality, followed by lines of dialogue from in-game characters. We're not going as far as saying the game is narrative-led or is trying to have a story. Let's be real, that rarely works for a game of this ilk. But there is at least a sense of purpose that aligns with the vehicle or mission type you are taking part in. When you combine the breadth of vehicle types with these organised structures, at last, there's an alluring progression path to follow. The environmental rally really plays into this too. Upon completion of a playlist, of course there are experience points to earn, and reaching an objective also unlocks a new vehicle for your collection. But you don't just learn about it from an on-screen pop-up. Instead, you're treated to more theatre, with a full-blown car reward sequence. It really adds to the sense of occasion. You're not finished there either, as then a suite of additional but optional challenges also unlock for bonus payouts. To stay flexible, you can dip in and out of different playlists, or even drive a playlist marker, like the giant Porsche air balloon on the map, to try a fresh event. Our main reservations at present are the performance of the AI-controlled rivals and the event cadence. We either beat our rivals handily, or at just one difficulty notch up, we are thrashed just as easily. So some tweaking here wouldn't go amiss. Similarly, the length of events with playlists could be tweaked, sometimes going on a little too long, where momentum can be lost. Having the vast vehicle library and environment is one thing, making sure to try them all is another. Let's hope the appeal of the playlist structure sustains over the full and final experience. For now, it's promising. The best bit of the Crew Motorfest is by far and away the setting, the Hawaiian island of Oahu to be specific. We were concerned heading into our gameplay session that the developer Ubisoft Ivory Tower had lost its way a little bit. After all, the Crew 2 tried to recreate the entirety of the United States with a map size of 7,000 square kilometers. In comparison, Oahu is diminutive. However, it turns out that's not a problem. Firstly, it's still sizable, make no mistake, but it's also detailed, significantly more so than its predecessor. It's as if the attention to detail has been the primary objective, rather than simply scale, and it's paid off. The location is anything but somber, with dynamic weather, bright colours and stunning sunsets. There are beaches, jungles and waterfalls. Full disclosure, we played the version using Ubisoft PC, and so of course it was an ideal testing setup. Breathtaking at times though, isn't it? And check out the in-game map, accessed at any time where you can zoom in and out in real time and in full 3D. We spent a good 20 minutes just panning around the environment, zooming in on traffic or finding hidden off-road trails. Not only is the location filled with variety and detail, it's also remarkably destructible. Our Lambo here is taking a beating as we smash through the dry stone walls, shrubbery and post boxes, or the sand gathering on our Hummer's tyres as the ground deforms. Forget the drab but vast landscapes of the previous Crew games. So far we much prefer the smaller scale Oahu, resplendent in its sun-soaked villages and volcano. All this talk about clear structure and enhanced environment, it would be remiss not to mention a returning feature that the Crew games do so well, playing together online. Playing the game cooperative with friends is a given, hence the name, The Crew. The series' ranked play also returns in the form of live summits, a series of limited time challenges that pay out rewards based on your global leaderboard position. Once you've run through the events, from small speed zones to longer point-to-point races, once the timer expires, you will be placed on the online leaderboard. Then, if you're in the top 1,000 for example, you will be scored as a platinum driver, or further down, gold, silver and bronze. It keeps you wanting to play more and enter the game on a regular basis. This time, they are part of a main stage experience, where contenders' modified cars are on display in a custom show, and the challenges are now stylized as additional playlists. In our tests, using only Italian supercars. An hourly 28-player grand race will also take place, alongside 32-player crew-based demolition royales, although we haven't been able to test either at this stage. The main stage and live summits take what's arguably the best part of Crew 2 and place them within a beautiful environment, a large choice of vehicle types and significantly more satisfying car handling. On paper then, and in practice so far, the Crew Motorfest is the real deal. There's depths beneath the pretty exterior thanks to the co-op and rank-based online place, satisfying driving dynamics and enhanced attention to detail. How will it shape up come the 14th of September release date? We'll find out in the next couple of months, and you may be able to too, with a beta starting 21st of July. Let us know in the comments below if you're signed up. Please subscribe to the Traxion YouTube channel for more on the Crew Motorfest as it approaches its release. So far, our time on Oahu has been a pleasant surprise.